To Your Eternity is a different show, and I can tell that by just watching the first episode. Hell, if you got a spare 20 minutes, just watch the first episode. You don't honestly need any more than that, but trust me when I say you'll be craving more. But why should you be watching the first episode? Is it because everyone who watches it wants to roll up in a tiny ball and cry their fucking eyes out? Well, might be that. But the experience I got from just a single episode is indescribable. So here's my however minute long video describing the experience. I guess before describing anything, I should start with the premise. An immortal entity drops an orb upon the earth. This orb takes the form of the closest object to him. It started out with a rock laying on the ground in a nice sunny forest. But as a rock it could do nothing but lay, and laying it did, for decennia. Some say it was waiting for the next season of No Game No Life. However, before it could stop waiting, it got released from its lifeless, motionless shackles when a wounded wolf walks by and drops dead near the rocks, giving the immortal entity consciousness, a movable body and purpose. However, being just born into this world, it did not know how to behave like a wolf. It did not know how to move, sleep or eat. But he was motivated to move forward with just a singular goal. And what was that goal? The intro tells us everything we need to know, thanks to the amazing narration of Kenjiro Tsuda, who you may know from every other character with a smooth voice. And can we just appreciate the ASMR-esque tranquility this man's voice gives off? Now after we've heard everything we need to hear, the rest of the episode shows us what we need to see. While a lot of the information is still said to us by the newly introduced character, it feels natural seeing as he's all by himself, and the only other living companion is the immortal orb, who he mistakes for his own wolf. The boy has the dream to one day be reunited with the rest of his clan, who left him behind in search of a new land. The immortal orb was naturally curious about the going-ons in the boy's life, and would stare at things different than a normal wolf would. So the boy would explain it. The entire episode is, by the way, beautiful. I haven't talked much about the animation or music, which I'm going to do right now. The animation was great. Like, full stop. It never looked ugly, and at points the animation was actually breathtaking. Especially the fur, like, post that shit on Oddly Satisfying, cause the way they animated the fur was just so good. But it wasn't just the animation. The visual representation of the series was also beautifully done. While it isn't Mob Psycho 100 levels of like stylization, it never needed that. What it did need and what it got was a beautiful art style. The episode specifically had to tackle a difficult artistic challenge. How are we going to make it so that the snowy landscapes don't look boring? And they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. Cancel your appointment with your carpenter, cause Brainbase already fucking nailed it. They did a great job with showcasing the vastness of the surroundings, while also combining simple character designs like the wolf's smooth white color with a more detailed surrounding. Another thing they did was using the sky to determine the mood of the scene. With a clearer, brighter sky showing us how everyone is optimistic, a slightly darker, more cloud-filled sky during a setback, and a darker, unsettling sky to show us the lowest point for our main characters. Of course, the sky getting progressively darker is also foreshadowing the storm that is nearing. They also went above and beyond with the characterization of the immortal orb in the shape of the wolf, who slowly started to care for the boy, who accepted him with open arms. It's difficult to make animals show emotion without making them too anthropomorphized, but I think they did a stellar job. While the wolf's first feelings when alive was discomfort due to the wound, it was the boy's love that he felt the most in his life. With the beautiful animation stylization, and just add the music that accompanied the first episode that just hit where it needed to hit. Below the belt most of the time. The intrigue the music raised with the opening score under the impressive narration. The neutral upbeat music we got while the boy and the wolf were going through their day-to-day routine. Or the anguish we got at the end of the episode. Every song did nothing but improve the scenes of the first episode, and honestly, the last scene and score left me speechless, absolutely beautiful. I must say though, I have never heard of the composer of this series, Ryu Kawasaki, nor have I ever watched an anime he worked on. His work on this episode got me interested in more of his work. While only a few episodes have been released while writing the script, the next episode did not carry the same literary weight as the first episode did, which I didn't expect, by the way. However, I do think that the world and the story they set up in the first episode and the second episode is very interesting, and I can already feel this show surpassing the first episode in terms of quality writing later down the line. Hello everybody, Dirkcoin here. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, hit the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, consider subscribing. Hey, I'm Dirkcoin, and thank you for watching.